So today we will go through all these tools that we have. We are not going to very deeply see what is actually every code block is going to do. We are just going to see what is the purpose of some of the major blocks that are there, and what is the purpose of having these different colors of buttons here. So the first button that you see is motion. So in this motion block, what you see is a lot of different blue colored blocks that would control how your object moves on the screen. So motion block is related to the movement of object on your screen. How your character is going to move on the screen, that is going to be controlled. So let's say that you want your character to be turning into a certain direction. You can make it happen. You can turn your character by using the turn tool. But before we start that, I would like to explain you how the turn tool actually works. Let's make our character a little smaller.
What are we going to do today?
We are going to learn about how do we use different tools on Scratch. So we are going to just go through all the tools that are there without making any game, without looking into any logic, just trying to understand what is the purpose of having these code blocks here. So the first code block is move 10 steps. It allows your character to move in a certain direction.
Forward.
Move 10 steps, it allows your character to move forward 10 steps, and whichever direction you are facing towards, you're going to move into that direction. For example, when I press move 10 steps here, you see the character is facing towards the right side, then it keeps moving on the right side. And when I make it to -10, it starts moving towards the left side. Now, there
It
is
starts moving backward.
it starts moving back. Now we have these two turn blocks. The first turn
One
block,
is for right and the other is for left.
yes, one is for the right movement and the other is for the left movement. But we name these movements a little differently. We actually call them clockwise and counterclockwise. So the word is clockwise.
Yeah, I know that.
And the other word is counterclockwise. We also call it anti-clockwise. So either you move with the direction of the clock or either you move against the direction of the clock. So if you are moving with the direction of the clock, let's say this first one, your character is going to turn towards right to turn clockwise. Turning clockwise means that its pointy ears are on 12 at this moment, and certainly they are going to move towards 3 and 6 if the cat is moving is a cat is rotating in clockwise direction. So clockwise direction is from 12 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, and 9 to 12. So this is the clockwise movement, and this is the counter clockwise movement. So there are two types of movement. One is towards the movement of the clock, and one is against or away from the movement of the clock. So
I think I know clockwise and anti-clockwise.
So if any one of you doesn't know what is anti-clockwise and what is clockwise, they can comprehend that from.
I also know clockwise and counterclockwise.
Sorry?
I also know clockwise and counterclockwise.
That is great, Ayat. That's very good that you already know about this thing. Okay. So next.
I also know. I think I also know.
That's very good. That's very good if all of you know. Ryan, do you know that? Because Ryan is not listening. And Amna, do you have an idea of the clockwise and anti-clockwise? When you move with the direction of the clock, like say, let's say that you're moving from 12 to 1 to 2 to 3, that is clockwise. And when you are moving against or in the opposite direction of the movement of the clock, that is counterclockwise. So the next button is go to random position. Pressing this button will take your object to a random position. In any game where we want our character to start from a random position, we can use this code block. This code block is going to help us move our character to a certain position. See, when I press this button here, it takes my character to a random position. There is another option in this one which is called mouse pointer. So this way, if I put this one in forever, the object is going to follow wherever I take my mouse towards. See, this says go to mouse pointer. So my character is going to start to move in everywhere. Next is this go to tool. You can use this to make your character go somewhere on the XY plane. I would show you how the XY plane looks like, and then you can have a better understanding of that.
Teacher, does and y by 10 mean up and y minus y by 10 mean down and x by 10 means left and x by minus 10 means right?
Yes, that you are right. You are right. You're absolutely right. So what is meant by this go to XY? This basically means that your character is going to appear at this stage somewhere, the point that is nominated by numbers here. So when you see, you can see the XY coordinates here as well. Some of the times we would always want to start in the middle. So you can see what is the value of the middle here. Value of the middle here is x0 and y0. So for x0 and y0, and I press enter here. Now when I click it, you would see that my character would certainly disappear from here and come here. Similarly, whenever I would want to start at the top, I can change the y value to 180 so that my character reaches at the top. And whenever I want to start at the rightmost, I can give this value here to make sure that my character starts at the rightmost.
So 360 is a full circle. So 180 is half of 360.
But it is not
From the
degrees.
middle.
Yes, but it is not degrees. It is not degrees actually. It is the position in numbers, like it is the distance of the screen. Like from this point 0 0 to this point, you have to cover 180 pixels. If you cross 180 pixels, you reach here. That is a distance. Okay.
So that's half.
That's that's not half of 360. That's actually half of 360, but this is not related to circle. Okay, this is not related to angles. It is related to position with distance. How far is that point? So that point, that black dot is 180 pixels far from this middle black dot that you can see there. And this black dot is 240 pixels apart from this dot. So this is distance. Okay, this is distance. This is not circle, angle, or degrees. This is distance. And similarly, this other tool, glide tool, it also does the same work. We have already used this in that jumping game code. So this
The
makes your
glide-
character. Yes, this
The
makes your
glide
character.
makes
Yes, Ayad.
the glide makes the cat morph into a different place.
The glide would allow your cat here to come to this point 0 0, but it would not disappear from here and appear here. It is going to move very smoothly till this point. See, like that. So that is what the glide button does. You can change the point here like that, and gliding would very smoothly take your cat to the point wherever you want it to. Fine. Okay, next is point in direction. So point in direction basically allows your character to move or to see in a certain direction. For example, I choose the direction to be the mouse direction. So this value. And if I put it in the forever loop here, stop the code. So let's say that we put it here and I start this forever loop. So now wherever I take my mouse,
It spins around.
the cat starts moving and pointing towards that direction. So the difference is going to be here, X. And if you want to make the difference with the Y, you can choose this.
It will reverse.
Yeah, it will start looking upwards and downwards. So you can point in a certain direction by using that. After that, we have this looks portion. You already know what is the meaning of change X, change Y, set X, set Y. If on edge bows, we have already done. So now we go towards looks. Looks is basically how your character is going to appear on the screen, or are there anything that is going to pop out of your characters, um, out of your character, and then maybe if you want to change the background, how the appearance of the game is going to look like. Most of the things related to that are going to be discussed in the looks. So let's say the first looks option that we have is, so the first looks option that we have is say hello for 2 seconds. So that would make your character to say something for 2 seconds. You can change the wording also. And similarly, you can change the timings also to make the message appear for a longer period of time or a shorter period of time. So after 5 seconds, it's going to go. And this is going to stay here until and unless we do something else. Because we have not
It will
added
stay
any time.
forever.
Yeah, because we have not added any time here. So now I have deleted it. If I will do that again, it will come after 5 seconds. I will go. It's say and it's think. They already, the both of them basically work in the same way. Say and think. Only difference is that when you are thinking, the cloud that is going to appear on the character's head is going to be a little different. See, this character has 2 dots here. I will make it stay for a longer period. So this character has like 2 dots and the cloud is a little different shape. But when I switch to this one, this is like a different shape. So the shape is a little different of the clouds, otherwise they work almost the same. Next is switch costume. For example, let's say that we want to move and we want to show that how we are moving. So this is the costume 2 here. Okay. So costumes of your character you can see here in this costumes tab. So this is like if I try to make this character look like it's moving, I can do that because I have its 2 different positions of movement added here in the costumes part. So let's say that I want to show that my character is moving. For that, I can use this one, next costume, and move 10 steps. And can go to the controls option and add repeat here. So maybe moving 10 steps is a little too much. Then we will add 5 steps here and see what happens.
But nothing is happening.
Nothing
Because
is
you
happening.
haven't added any costume.
I have added the costume. You have to see very carefully. You can't see it
I
because,
found it now.
yeah, because
The foot
yes,
changed.
because the process is very fast. That is why maybe we are not able to get it completely. Let's try that once again. Let's try that once again.
Now I can see it.
Now you can see it
It was very
because
fast.
I have added weight here. Previously it was very fast. That's why we couldn't do that. Now it works pretty fine. So if you want to make your character move, you can use its different costumes. Similarly, I can add a different object here and try to make it move as well, like this bear. If I want this bear to be walking, I can do the same with it also. I can do the same with it. So in order to do the same with it, I will do repeat, go to the motions, add steps, maybe change the steps to a smaller number and make the repeat to be a little bigger. After that, I'm going to go to the looks and add the costume here. The next costume button and add some weight here. Control and go to add weight. Add some weight here, 0.1. Let's see. Now let's see what happens. Now we can see that the bear is moving. Similarly, I can add more steps here so that my
Well,
character,
teacher, the beard is like the way you made the beard move. It actually looks like the beard is moving. The cat doesn't really look like that.
yes, because the cat has only two sprites, two costumes, whereas this bear walking has 8 different costumes. So it has 8 steps in moving.
Whoa!
First step, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh,
But they
and
look all the same.
they look all the same,
Only
but they,
their legs
if
are
you,
different.
yeah, only the legs are the difference. So that is how the impact of movement is going to be caused here. It looks like that it is moving, but it is just changing its pictures. We are just changing the picture, but it looks like that it's moving. So let's say we bring it here and we bring that also here. And for both of them, we add this event that when
Why
flag
don't
is
you make this
pressed.
into a race?
Sorry,
Why don't you make this into a race?
yeah, we can. So the cat won actually.
Faster.
So the cat actually won. Okay.
Okay.
Why the cat would win? The cat would win obviously because we have added more steps here. We can change the steps here like that and add more number of repeat icons here. I can grab both those characters on the same spot and then start. Now they are moving at the same pace
It looks like the bear is winning because it is wider.
because the bear is white, obviously. That is why it looks like it's winning, but it's actually not winning. You can make your bear to be a bigger also, and then do that again.
And now the steps are much bigger.
Steps are much bigger. Yes, that is why the character bear is going to win. So after this looks, there is this button also which says switch backdrop. Switching backdrop would mean that
Means-
you are going
Means
to,
you change your backdrop.
yes, you change your backdrop. So let's say how this works. I will put both of the characters back. So once you press that button, the background changed to the clear backdrop. Similarly, you can use this next backdrop button. Similarly, you can use this next backdrop button so that it keeps on happening. So all of the backdrops that we have picked, we can see that how many backdrops we had here. Like these are the 3 backdrops that we have here. So now they are going to keep repeating themselves. So that is which backdrop.
There was also kind of option in which it switched to a random background.
It switches to a certain background that you want. So for that, this option you have here, switch backdrop to XY grid, and you can change which backdrop you want to be the next, and it can be edited. Backdrop 1, and similarly I would want to duplicate it, start at the top and change it to so download that. Download that. So now you will
So
be
you could
able to
also
see
click
that
the
what happened.
random option. You could also click the random option. What
Yes, I
is
can
the
pick the random.
downward walk?
Yes, I can pick the random option as well.
What is a downward walk?
That is basically this backdrop. This one. Its name is download log. So that is why this character was appearing in the screen. It was flickering on the screen. Okay, so the next thing that we have is the sound. So some of the times in the games we want to add the sound. So we can do that using this sounds toolbar here. For example, if I want to play this roar sound, I would try to see that where is the roar sound. Currently, we only have mew sound, but we can add more sound if we want. Let's say that we use this mew for meow for the cat.
What happens if we click the record option?
You can record your own audio if you want. Now you can see that with every step that the cat is taking, it is making noise also. I would actually want to put it at the bottom instead of putting it at the start.
And what happens when you click the record option inside the play sound meow until done?
Yes, we can add this record button here. This would allow us to start the recording, and we can add any sound that we want. Let's say.
Okay.
So we can save the record sound that we have created, and we can check how it is.
Let's say,
And if we want to delete something here, let's say that this audio is like, I want to trim some of its area. I can also try that. Maybe I can select this one like that and then delete it. Now it has a different sound. So you can record your own sound that you want. Similarly, you can upload any sound that you want.